I'll be honest with you. I don't like all this chicanery any more than you do. All right? I don't like any of this, the stuff I'm reading on Kiwi Farms today. I don't like it. The stuff I'm seeing on social media, I don't like it. The stuff friends, family, and loved ones are calling me with and saying, I'm not. Look, today has been a great day, but it's because, I took my kids to their school open house. We got them all set up in their classroom. I don't know what else happened today. But all I know is people seem to be really happy. And, that's all I want. All I've ever wanted is for everyone to be happy. And by the way, good evening. This is actually, I know a lot of you see this beverage and you're like, Aaron, that looks like a very basic whiskey Coke. And it is. It's just Woodford Reserve. It's just a little, Coca-Cola out of a 2-liter bottle and my little old-timey wooden ice barrel here. That's all it is. But did you know that in some places, this drink is a delicacy? Yeah. Some people pay $20,000 for this drink. Oh, I feel fancy. Some people pay $50,000 for this drink. You know what it was for me? Gratis. On the house. Poured it myself. You should almost, let it sit on the tongue and let it move amongst the taste buds. If it's a $20,000 beverage, I really should check to see if I can say anything about this. Nick sent DMs to someone, in my life, and was, trying to gaslight them into thinking I was a bad guy. If you want to, I didn't know how much Nick thought about me until his motion to dismiss. And I certainly didn't realize it until so many people told me, yeah, he sent messages to me, about you. It's weird. And I was like, oh, he does think about me. I took the high road. I said she looked great. Other than that, I'm just spitting facts. That's it. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan says, marathon stream is for when the schnoz finally gets put away. No, I'm not going to celebrate that. You know what I'm going to celebrate? Is the day he comes on stream and says, for the sake of my children and the sake of my family, I'm going into rehab. I'm going to get better. I'm going into therapy. I'm going to find out why I've been this way for so long. I'm going to check into programs. I'm going to get better because that's not weakness. That's strength. Weakness is doing the same dumb shit that got you here and continuing on that path. That's weakness. A man who can't admit that he has flaws and he's wrong and he can't help himself and he has to get help outside. That's the real shit. But I'll have a marathon stream the day he goes into rehab and goes into therapy and gets his life figured out because he's more than halfway done. To quote, I think it's a Rolling Stone song or is it a Beatles song? He has more road behind him than he has left to go. And, the clock's ticking and the lifestyle you live doesn't exactly guarantee your 70s. So I will celebrate that. I will not celebrate a man willfully walking into his demise. I will celebrate a man admitting he's done wrong and atoning for his sins. I certainly will. Chad Buzamok says, I thought you hated Melton. Everyone thinks I hate Nick and I hate Melton and I hate all these people. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anybody. The person he's been DMing said no to the DM talk. Nope. Oh, no. Okay. Okie dokie. Thought I'd check.
This is arraignment. Ms. Imholt, you're charged with one.
By the way, this is the judge that Nick said had pussy coming out of her liquor coming out of her pussy, not pussy coming out of her liquor. I mean, you got pussy on your tongue. Lesbo. So this was the judge that Nick said had liquor coming out of her pussy on the famous drunk stream.
Count of.
Coke stream. This is the drunk stream.
Maximum penalty, 5 years imprisonment, a $10,000 fine, or both. Ms. Imholt, you have the right to remain silent and not submit to police interrogation.
And this time you should probably listen. I'm sorry. By the way, Kristen Pierce looks like a really nice lady. April's lawyer looks like a nice guy too. And see, I told you, April looks nice. She got herself done up for court.
Anything you say may be used against you in this or any subsequent proceeding. Mr. Gallagher has submitted a.
What's wrong? What's Nick's problem with this lady? She seems fine. She seems like a normal judge. Is it just you know what it is? He's a narcissist. She ruled against him. She's a woman. He doesn't like that. And she ruled against him, so she's got to be bad. She seems fine. Like, if all these people who seem like they're stark, raving, reasonable people keep telling you you're a fuck, maybe you should listen.
Certificate of representation. Mr. Gallagher, you've also submitted a motion to dismiss, and it's your motion.
I like that. The lawyer's like, yeah, I just figure I'd file something to say, let's all go home. Might as well, right? Oh, we can't hear you. You're like Forrest Gump after the general unplugged the amp with all the microphones. Bro, we can't. No, now you go. No, you.
And as outlined in that rule and in the comment to that rule, if the facts alleged in the complaint do not.
What the fuck? Who's running this goddamn show? Is this because it's boomers and it's Candy, Ojai County? And Nick thinks these are people who are going to be hip enough to listen to his re-uploaded fucking compressed file argument. These people don't know how to get a guy's voice on a Zoom chat. They're going to be like, does video play when I hit play? Does it look like Nick? All right, the video's good. You muted him again. Dude, if I were Nick, I'd go on stream tonight. I'd drink a quart of gin, and then I'd go on stream, and I'd say, this is a fucking conspiracy. April's lawyer was silenced because they're trying to turn her against me, and it's not okay. Mostly because I just want to watch that. What the fuck? Dude. What? Detect a speaker. What? This is a fucking clown show. Is this real? Is this how the hearing actually went? This is what I wanted.
Complaint.
Here we go.
Looked at the complaint. I'm asking the court to dismiss the complaint today. If the facts
I want to light this.
Alleged in the.
This is bullshit. I thought that, when does this guy smash watermelons? I thought this was the guy. I was told he was going to smash watermelons and cream corn and do fun wordplay jokes. Is that, did I come to the wrong Gallagher show?
5 times her name is mentioned.
Now, Kiwi Farms says it's mentioned 6 times, and the one time he didn't include it was when Kayla said she was the live-in nanny. And I'll be honest, judging by how often they've been right, I trust the Farms more than I trust this guy.
The first time it says she was located in the home. The second time it says she was located in the master bedroom. Third time it says 2 credit cards listed to the defendant were found. And then it says the fourth time it mentions her name. It says her purse was located in a hallway between the master bedroom leading to the attached bathroom.
That bathroom where they did all the coke. Here's what's up. So, like, when I was there, they only did the coke in the bathroom, except when they brought, like, bullets places and, like, did a little tootski, right? Or Kayla had this little tray that she named Trey that she kept in her purse, and she would take that out. I did a little bump ski from Trey on Nick's birthday. Did way too much. Way too much. Because I didn't, I wasn't experienced. And, like, they would only do it in the bathroom. And then when they got arrested, and I read that, April had her cards on the nightstand and there was coke all over them, and they were doing coke from the nightstand, I was like, wow, they got more brazen after I left. That's interesting.
And that a co-defendant indicated, and the homeowner indicated that the defendant was at the home visiting at the time of the search warrant execution. Mere presence is not enough.
Hold on. SP, did you go upstairs so you can listen on your phone? Ah, I see. She doesn't like listening down here because she can't hear the other shit. If I smoke this cigar tonight, am I a disgusting piece of shit? Okay, fair enough.
To support a possession charge, there's no allegation that she possessed any drugs. And so we're asking
Alligators.
that the court dismiss the charge.
Ms. Pierce.
I've heard your suggestion. I'm going to listen to Ms. Pierce, and then I'm going to kindly tell you to go for self, and we're going to continue. I like this,
Your
Judge.
Honor, Ms. Imholt was found.
Mrs. It's either Mrs. Imholt or Miss Anderson. I really wish they'd use Anderson. Is this like a technicality thing? Like, because she was charged as Imholt, she still has to be Imholt for the rest of this thing? Don't worry, April. I don't like it any more than you do. That's one thing her and I can agree on. We don't like each other. See, now, if Nick's lawyer would have said the defendant, or if he were to say this defendant and her ex-husband don't like each other, I would say that's accurate. Nick, Nick's a goof. He's a silly goose. He's a fup.
In the room where the drugs were found, she's only being charged with the drugs that were found immediately on top of her credit cards, which...
Exactly. Those are her possessions. She possesses it. The cocaine that's on top of her credit cards, also her possession. If my hand is out and you put a cherry in my hand... By the way, me being shit-faced and trying to tell you guys legal shit should be the funniest thing you got. I hope everybody watches this and goes, what a goddamn retard. But if my hand is sitting there and you put a cherry in it, just because that cherry isn't part of my body doesn't mean I'm not possessing it. She had coke on her shit. If you have something inside your purse, you're possessing it. Just because you're not holding on to it, Your Honor, my client wasn't physically carrying powdered cocaine around the house. Therefore, how could it be in her possession? It was all over her shit.
Which were active and not expired. One was a bank card, and her purse was found in the master bedroom suite, which between the master bedroom and the bathroom. And she was in the room when law enforcement executed the search warrant, and the drugs were out in the open on top of her immediate possessions with the rest.
If you guys can see, April is blinking like a motherfucker. Now I know what people are talking about. She was a blinky motherfucker. If she was, if April was a character in Pac-Man, you know what she'd be? Blinky.
Rest of the contents of her purse also in that room. While mere presence is not enough, that does show that she was in the room and creates a joint possession that she was using, or at least with one of the homeowners in that bedroom where the drugs were out in the open on top of literally on.
Quit looking at Nick and pay attention to the prosecutor. Trust me, you're going to look over at him next time and he's still going to be 42, coked out and ugly. Nothing's going to change. I know that you keep looking over there going, maybe my mistakes will have been fixed by themselves and he'll be more attractive. It's not going to happen, sweetheart.
On top of her property, of her bank cards.
Truth is a bitch, homeboy.
For today's purposes, I'm denying the motion without prejudice. I think the motion is not as simple as the defense filing would make it seem, considering Ms. Pierce's take on the evidence, and that the motion to dismiss would be more appropriate for a Rule 11 motion where the parties could...
You know what, though? I'm looking at April up in the corner. That's kind of sad. Like, she's blinking a bunch. She's holding back tears. You know, I talk about, like, her being 50-50. There's 50% her trying to be a bad bitch right now, and then there's the other 50% that's probably a little scared. It's never been in this situation before and wants to cry. And that's really unfortunate, because there's 50% of her that would do the right thing and get out of there and go restart her life. And then there's the other 50% that's taken over, and that's the reason she's here.
Dive in a little deeper to present the court with the full flavor of the evidence. And so for today's purposes, it's denied. And Mr. Gallagher, would you like to combine Rule 5 and Rule 8 today?
Her eyes go down as if she understands. And then her eyes come back up and she goes, I have to put my face on for the world now. And you just want to look at her and go, no, keep your eyes down. Live in that moment. Talk to that person for a second. Figure out what the fuck they're doing. And then, nope, I can't. She's got too much Nick. There's too much Nick there where it's like, nope, I got to own the farms, or I've got to, not let the internet see me weak or whatever. It's like, no, that's some pride talking, man.
Yes.
All right. Are you waiving reading of the complaint, deferring entry of a plea, and demanding an omnibus hearing?
Yes.
We're omnibusing. That's what that means, boys and girls. We are omnibusing again. Omnibus 2 Electric Kokaloo. That's what we're getting. Omnibusing 2. And then later in October, we're getting Omnibusing 3. Kayla's a crowd.
And are you wanting the contested omnibus hearing right away? Or do you want to be on the uncontested block first?
I think
She looks sad as fuck, dude. She looks sad. You don't want to be here. But here's the problem. You showed up in Nick's basement when they're filing a motion to get rid of the charges because you claim you were just visiting. You've done this to yourself. You want to, the man you ought to be mad at is Al Stump. You ought to be looking in the mirror and realizing you did this to yourself. Not only that, the people whose house you're in did this to you too. They didn't give a fuck about you. They didn't give a shit about you. I mean, if you're mad about this, if you're upset, if you're sad, if you're depressed, I'd like to feel bad for you. I don't, and for multiple reasons. One, I warned you about this back in December. I told you the lines are going to get longer. The amount of times you do this shit is going to get more often. No, I just do it once in a while with my friends. You don't like that I'm having fun. I failed it, didn't I? It's almost like I know what I'm talking about. And I've nailed every subsequent thing after that. These people got you to where you are. That house you're in that you feel safe in, that's where the call's coming from. That's what got you over like this. You're broadcasting. You're showing up to this court appearance from the same place that flew over. And you're wondering why this keeps, quote unquote, happening to you. Remember the message she sent me and everybody else? My charges were dropped. I'm not an addict. Someone did this to me. You're goddamn right. You know who did it to you? Nick and Kayla Rakeda. Those are the two people who did it to you. And until you fix that problem, you're fucked. Your life doesn't start until you get away from there. And I know that's going to be difficult, but that's what courage is. Doing difficult shit. Any coward can stay there and hunker down in the Baldo bunker. But admitting you did wrong, admitting that these people got you in a shitload of trouble and going to rebuild your life, and how poetic that you could do it in Litchfield where you were born. You could go back and rebirth yourself. That takes courage. Any chicken shit can hunker down in Nick's studio and show up and just be, no, my motion got denied. Anybody can do that. I can bring any crackhead into that room and he'll do the same thing you're doing. But it takes a bad mother to go, oh, wait, maybe where I am is part of the problem. And maybe if I remove myself from where I am, yeah, there will be pain immediately, like ripping off a Band-Aid, but I'll begin to heal.
Rather be in the uncontested block because every now and then discovery issues pop up.
Yep, and that's fine. The purpose in our county for the uncontested omnibus is for the defendant to either demand or waive the contested omnibus. So it does buy you a little time, and then the case is not assigned yet either. Well,
I just think of her, like I think right now April just hears whirring in her head. She just hears because Nick probably told her, oh, the motion's you're going to be fine. They'll just get rid of this. There's no grounds for it. April, he's lied about his own case multiple times. He's been wrong about his own case multiple times. What makes you think he's telling you the truth?
sign it when
Why is it that everything he tells you seems to work out in his favor? When has he ever told you something that is detrimental to him but works well for you? Think about it.
you demand or waive omnibus.
Thank you.
Omnibussing, homie. We omnibussing Gallagher? Let us know. Sledge-o-matic, brother. Oh. Yeah, she's breathing. She's hiding the panic well, but it's right there underneath the surface.
September 17th.
She wants to cry. She does. Ugh. That's sad to see someone. I knew somebody else, you know? And then to see them in this position, you're like, it's a weird spot for me to be in because I'm having this feeling right now as I see this where I'm like, I know there was a time in my life where I would have done anything to help her. And I see her now and I feel no need to help. That's if you can understand for a moment, that's a weird feeling to have where you were like, at one point in my life, I would have done anything to make sure this person felt zero pain. And right now I look at it and I go, hey kid, them's the breaks. That's the result. That's the consequences of your actions. That's a weird feeling to have. I've never had that before.
At 2:30.
That's out of 14 days.
Can't do it at 2:30. That's when you go to the dentist. Did you hear what I said? I said that's when you go to the dentist. At 2:30. But do you get the joke? No, because so the time I said, 2:30, say it fast. Right, why would you go to the dentist at that time? No, because 2:30. No, tooth hurty. You get it now? I'm not moving on until you say you get it. Thank you.
Days. Oh, sorry. Would be the 11th at 2:45.
We would waive any time
Oh.
limits, by the way.
Gosh, I'm thinking.
I don't know why I like that. We would waive any time limits, but I'm thinking. Hold on a second. God damn it.
Totally sorry. My fault.
You know what happened? Gallagher busted out the sledge-o-matic and the judge was like, I'm distracted. Don't smash watermelons yet.
Okay, time is waived. So the 17th, a lot of our prosecutors are gone.
Kristen Pierce, are you going on vacation, sweetheart? Where are you going? Nashville to see Post Malone? That'd be cool. I like Kristen Pierce. I don't know why. She just seems like a good person to me.
And so let's go
Then again, I'm comparing her to the Ricadas in April. So I guess,
into
October 8th at 3:30.
Baller if April went, can't, I'm hunting that day. That'd be cool if she was like, I'm going to be in the deer stand. Can't do it. Sorry.
That works for the state, Your Honor.
That works for me. I'm not sure if my client, is that a good date? April?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay.
all right,
Oh, she didn't want to talk. Yeah, she's putting on a good face. Ooh, she's scrimping. Copyright Patrick Melton. Is that what that means? Hey, is that what scrimping is? Is that what scrimping is? Is that the face that scrimping is? Ooh, she's scrimping. I'm not doing it right. I got to watch Patrick Melton more. No? Does he not like me? Shit. Thought he was a fan. Thought he was a tow boy.
3:30 on October 8th. That continues to be a remote appearance for uncontested omnibus. Ms. Pierce, what's the state's position on release?
Your Honor, the state's position is if we omnibussing, then shit bussing on God, for real. This shit be fire, it be lit.
Your Honor, this does involve the possession of controlled substances.
Yeah.
We are requesting unconditional bail in the amount of $20,000, conditionally that she could be released on her own recognizance on the conditions that she have no use of controlled substances or alcohol that are not prescribed.
Okay, so if she doesn't pay $2,000 in a bail bond, if Nick doesn't pay $2,000 in a bail bond, if I were Robert Requeda, like right now is where I think about trading up, because like you buy low, right? $2,000 will get you. Nah, I can't do that to Celeste.
Submit to random testing, remain law-abiding, and report to probation as directed.
Mr. Gallagher.
Your Honor, I believe the allegations are very scant in this case, to the point that it would be inappropriate to have conditions of release on her. She's here on a summons. I don't know why we need to impose bail or conditions.
Because she had cocaine on her cards with a bunch of cokeheads, and she was one. And, yeah, that's why. Because the other two are charged with second-degree possession of an ounce of coke. That's why. They don't want her to do cocaine while she's awaiting an omnibusin for coke.
Especially testing.
Ms. Imholt.
She's got lots of blonde hairs on top of that head. You can pluck one every now and again, test it up. Or are they going to have her piss? A little piss test?
You're ordered to make all future court appearances arrive 15.
Don't take any more blood from the Requedas or April. They're already white. As take any more blood from these people, they're going to turn into ghosts.
Minutes early, ready to proceed. Keep in contact with Mr. Gallagher as he's your point of contact for all court business. You are to be booked on this charge, and you'll need to make arrangements to come into the courthouse in Candiway County and Wilmer any business day from the hours of 9 to noon or 1 to 4. And that's just for pictures and fingerprints.
Oh, pictures. I'll dress up nice. I'll wear a dress. I'll do glamour shots. Oh, you mean like a mug shot. You know, I've already done that once. Don't feel like doing it again.
If you've already done this, then that has been satisfied. You are ordered to...
And April's like, I'm old hat at this shit. Fingerprints, mugshot.
Remain absolutely law-abiding. You may gain your unconditional release by posting cash or bond in the amount of $20,000.
Don't worry, Your Honor. My boyfriend's got it. I mean my girlfriend's husband. I mean the... Shit. My boss. Boss? Nick's got it.
In the alternative, I will release you on your own recognizance subject to conditions. The conditions are as follows. Don't leave the state of Minnesota without prior court approval.
Sorry, Kiki.
Have no use or possession of alcoholic beverages or mood-altering substances that are not prescribed to you.
Well, that's going to be impossible because I need a drink right about now.
And submit to any form of testing to verify that you are abstaining.
The only person I piss for is Nick, goddamn. Oh, sorry.
The testing can be at the demand of law enforcement or probation. You are responsible for the cost of the testing. Failure to cooperate or failure to show up for testing is the same as using and providing a positive sample. You'd have no use or possession of firearms.
So if you pull that in traffic court shit you pulled with Nick, they're going to assume you're doing blow.
Dangerous weapons, ammunition, or explosives. You must meet.
Oh, shit. She can't have bombs. April can't build pipe bombs or she's going to jail. She can't have weapons. Wait a minute. Can she go hunting? Go back.
Use or possession of firearms, dangerous weapons, ammunition, or explosives.
I'm pretty sure a bow and arrow is a dangerous weapon. I've killed a man with a bow and arrow before. It can be done. I've killed a man with a paperclip. People don't know that about me. So so Nick's got to pony up the $2,000. Nick, you paid $5,000 for Kayla. You won't pay $2,000 for me. I'll take Aaron's dress back.
You must meet with Candiway County Community Corrections initially to do intake or pretrial release monitoring of the court's conditions, and thereafter as they require. Their number is 3.
Guys, that's not an Adam's apple. That's just a throat.
202316222.
One time she bit off part of my dick and it got lodged in her larynx.
And you are required to call them and establish this relationship for pretrial release monitoring within the next 24 hours. All right. Anything else to
Actually, my boyfriend told me you guys are all full of shit and corrupt, so I don't.
come before the court today,
I'm a level 3 free inhabitant, so suck my dick.
Mr. Gallagher?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Pierce?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Aw.
All right. Matters adjourned. Thank you.
Show us how those tits far, April.
Okay, wait a minute. Show us now. People have said that they're saying, show us how them tits fart. I don't think that's what he said. Let's listen to this like the Zapruder film 900 goddamn times.
Show us how those tits far, April.
Show us, it's either show us how them tits are, April, or show us what them tits for, April. I don't think it's show us how them tits fart. I would hope that if you had a chance to yell something out in court and you only got one shot at this, you wouldn't yell tits fart.
Adjourned. Thank you.
Show us how those tits far, April.
Show us how. I mean, he said how. And I hear an F. God damn it. Did you really say show us how them tits fart?
Show us how those tits far, April.
Show us how them tits.
Show us how those tits far, April.
All right, I'm going to take her off the screen for a second, and I'm going to see what you guys think. I don't think he's saying tits fart, but I don't know what else he was saying. April, let's see how them tits fart. How do them tits fart? People have been asking me since people have said this. They're like, Aaron, how do her tits fart? I'm like, I don't know. They're not the biggest tits in the world. You can't really create a fart with those tits. You can get the thing where like both of your chests like are pooling with sweat and then they rub and you get kind of that kind of sound or that kind of sound. But is that really a tit fart or is that more of a sweat smack kind of a thing? I don't know. I'm not sure. All I know is I could go for another Woodford.
Matters adjourned. Thank you.
Show us how those tits far, April.
Show us how them tits far. Show us how them tits far. I don't know.
Show us how those tits far, April.
So April kind of like smirks and smiles about it. Like April's like, haha, they're talking about my tits. Like April is kind of an exhibitionist. Like she kind of likes that people, strangers, like weird, creepy strangers think about her tits. I think that's a low self-esteem thing. And so someone like yelling about her tits, like, even though this went horrible for me and I have to go omnibussing and I can't do drugs or drink. Somebody said something about my tits. Oh, well, she did click off right away, so there is that. Maybe she didn't like the tit fart.
Show us how those tits far, April.
The lawyer is just sitting there going, Oh, they didn't get the penis. The person who yelled penis on that one, they cut it off before that happened. Well, that was it. That was the hearing. I don't know. I'll stop short of saying she took it like a champ. There were definitely conflicted moments in there. She was definitely putting on a face, I think. I think she wanted to cry. She wanted to be upset about that. Who wouldn't? But she flung in there. But I don't think, if you made me guess what the person said, I'd have to say tits fart. But I don't think they said tits fart. That's the weird part is I'm like, I don't know what they said, but I know it's not tits fart.